Hello, good evening. Two on the trot, hey. We were here last night doing our monthly make, and then we're back tonight doing our set 4 of our advent calendar. So, set 4, only 5 more days until Christmas Eve. Scary, isn't it? So, set 4, we're going to be playing with tonight. It says Like You is the name of this stamp set. And yeah, that's where we're up to. I can't believe it. It is just whipping by. I know I say that every single time, but it really is. Though today did feel a bit bit Christmassy because we went to Bear's carol concert this morning, so it's starting to feel a bit like Christmas. Listening to all those songs. Even in Noala, though they'd really mixed it up this year, they'd gone for all the like new trendy songs. It was really quite different, shall we say. So anyway, let's get on, shall we, and play with our set 4. So if you have your advent calendar, you will have got your 5 stamps. 1, 2, 3, yep, 5 stamps, and today you also got a mini poly plate. How cool is that? I love this little one. I kept hinting that you might be getting a smaller version of our fall away, and it is finally here. How cool is that? So I'm going to definitely use that one tonight. And then we've got our 5 little stamps. We've got our 2 little flower heads, our bubbles, and There's No One Like You, and our crosses. So what have we made so far using these stamps? Oh, my throat's gone already. Gorgeous. Polyplate is just brilliant for creating those very simple but elegant stamps. The silhouette stamps especially. I've had to doodle in a stalk, and then just a little like you at the bottom, and then this one I've used that gorgeous polyplate again. I love using that polyplate. Evening, Maxine. Oh, it started raining. I timed that well, didn't I? Gorgeous stamp, polyplate again, this time in oxide, and you can just see I've stamped it twice. You've got all those little texture stamps, so our bubbles and our crosses, kisses, whichever one you want to call them. And then again, we've got that sentiment on there as well. Evening, Sue. So those are the 2 cards we've made. And my little journal's getting quite full now, so we've done our set 3. Where's our set 4? There we go. So day 15. I never actually got back to finish that page. I keep saying I would. Evening, Lynn. Then we've got our day 16, 17. Do love these bobbles, but look, just a little bit of white in there is amazing. That rain's really coming down. I don't know if you can hear it. And then we've just got a beautiful little panel with our flowers on there, and then my whoopsie page from today. So there you go. That's where we're up to with our little mini album. And the cards I made. So I'm just going to put them all to one side. I'm trying to keep them together so I know where they all are. And we will take it from there. Right, so I have cut myself a square card and a rectangle card. And I want to start off, I'm going to do the square I think first, and I'm going to do a poly plate. Yep, so very, very simple. A poly plate and a flower. And then the other one I want to use a few scraps for. So, literally, I'm going to go with my usual composition, I think. Actually, I'm going to do it going upside. It really is bouncing down out there. I don't know whether you can quite hear it. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go straight in the middle with that one. And then, oh no, I know what I'm going to do. If it'll fit, there's only one way to find out, and that's to play. Should do, I'm hoping. So I'm going to grab a stamp block. I should have really got a bigger one, but it will do. And I'm going to get my sleeves out of the way. There we go. And oh, again that rain. Sorry, it's got suddenly come in really, really rainy out there. It sounds like it's absolutely bouncing down. I know we've got a storm coming, but I didn't think it was hitting until tomorrow. What do we fancy doing? Colour-wise, I'm going to use my Distress inks changed my mind now what we're doing. Ooh, squeaky chair, squeaky foot. I think based on the colours I can find quickly, ooh, we're gonna go a bit of a sunset, because you know I like my sunsets. And then we are gonna go for our poly plates. So I'm going to start, move them out of the way. Right, I'm all set now. I changed my idea. I was going for simple, but not quite as simple now. Still simple, but we're just going to have to do it more times. Don't like making things easy. So I am starting off with my orange, my carved pumpkin. So I'm just covering the whole thing with that one. You're going to get bored of this, I tell you. And then we're going to do... losing my voice. It was all that singing this morning. There you go. I'm going to do my pink. And then my little bobbly bits out at the top are going to be in red. Do apologise. The rain has really kicked in. It's like an Arctic blast has just come in. So you can see I've got my 3 layers. I've got, if I move that over here, we've got our orange, our pink and our red, and then I'm just going to spritz it. So again, when you're spritzing with your poly plates, just a reminder, we don't want to be doing it here. That creates your puddles. We want bubbles, not puddles. So not this. You want it a good, like you do in archery. Yep. So good way away, and you can see I have got bubbles, not puddles, because that's the important bit. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to try and get this slap bang right in the middle, because you're going to see, you can see where I'm going with this, can't you? Pop that on here. I've got excited, you can tell. Pop that one there. And then, because it's an ombre, you don't, if I lift it this way, all my red's going to flood this way. Don't want that. I want it to flood up to my red, up to my dark colour, if I've got any fluid left to move. There we go. I'm going to move that to one side, and where's my kitchen roll gone? And I'm going to do exactly the same again. So I'm going to start with my orange. So orange all over. A little bit of pink. Feels like baking, doesn't it, doing this? And a little bit of my red. And you'll notice I'm trying to keep it about the same place. And again, spritz, so no puddles, bubbles. And then I'm going to make it easy for myself this time. I'm going to go this side. I'm hoping I've left myself just enough. Would have helped if I got myself a bigger stamping block. But as always, I changed my mind. There we go. There's that one. Whoops. So again, I need to wipe everything down. And my fingers as well. Got that everywhere that time. Honestly, didn't mean to, just went everywhere. There we go, right. And then we're going to start again. I didn't like that out very even, did I? It'll be alright. We'll keep going and see what happens. So orange. Pink. I nearly got it the wrong way around then. A lovely pink. So it's carved pumpkin, picked raspberry and fired brick I've got. But you get away with most colours doing this. There we go. And then spritz. I think it's because I spritz my hand more than I spritz the paper. So I'm going to turn this one round so I'm not leaning over everything. Remember to flip my pie plate too. Might actually be easier to do it this way. And then we're going to sneak this one in just at the end here. And it fitted. So this has been cut down to 5 3/4 because it's going to go on a 6-inch card. There we go. Nothing like trial and error, is there? So I'm going to pop that to one side. So that's there. I'm just going to give it a quick blitz with my heat gun because I want to put my lovely flowers over the top. They're not stamped the straightest in the world, but you know what? We might even doodle around it so we don't notice. Melting lollipops. Oh, it reminds me of a drumstick actually. They definitely melt, don't they? Could do that, couldn't we? Melting lollipops. Rhubarb and custard ones. Got a bit there right in the middle that I did first. I've got a little bit of tissue stuck on it. Let me just grab that before I... There we go. Oh, that rain's eased off now at least, I think. Right, there we go. Now I was, sending everything splatting around. I was going to do it that way and put our flower heads up here. But then when I come to put my little sentiment on, that could look quite nice, couldn't it? But then if I do it the other way, I think we're going to do it that way. I was going to stamp this separate and then pop it on, but I think I'm going to leave it like that and stamp it straight on, I mean. Yeah, I think we're going to go that way. Oh, the decisions. So I do like it that way too. Right, last chance, girl. Which way do you like it better? No, I'm going to do it that way. I know, totally indecisive tonight, aren't I? I can't get my poly plate off. Come on. Thank you. But obviously not have my Weetabix today. Right, so I'm going to stamp my flowers and then do a bit of a stalk, and then we might do some doodling around the edge as well. Because if I tell you guys my plan, then I can't forget it, can I? Evening, Rachel. So I'm going to stamp this one up here, I think. Oh, decisions. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. You're going to get stamped there. It's too late now, we're doing it this way. There's that one. I'm going to flip it round. And then... Ooh. Oh, too many decisions tonight. I'm not good with decisions today. Oh, Mum says I should do them at the top. They're popping out of an open can. Like a can of worms. There we go. I'm going to do them on a diagonal. But I do love poly plates and just solid images. They look amazing, don't they? They just are so much fun. So simple to do as well. So this one is going to go somewhere in the middle. Oh, I didn't ink that one up very well. Never mind. What's that saying? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I think I said that last night too. Right, so we've got those 3 done. I'm going to stamp my little "There's no one like you." And that's actually fitting, isn't it, that I've done them all different heights. That's a nice size to go on here, isn't it? It's like winning the scrap lottery, isn't it, when you get a piece that fits so nicely. I'm just going to pop that on there. I know it's the small things that make me happy. Getting the right piece of scrap paper. Oof. I'm easily pleased, aren't I? There we go. So we've got a "No one like you." I'm going to just whack that with the heat gun because you know what I'm like. Also feeling a little bit brave. I'm going to do something with that as well to tie the colours in. But before I do that, I want my little chopper. There he is. There we go. And then that one too. Oh, excuse me. To do that one. Can't reach my red tape at the moment. It's in a box and I can't quite get to the box. Come on. So I've got this little piece of black. It's not the perfect fit, this one. It will be in a minute. There we go. There we go. Right. Now, that would look quite nice down there, wouldn't it? But I'm forever jabbering on about connecting your backs and your fronts together. So I nearly went to catch the flowers then as they fell off, but I've stamped them on so they're not going to. So I am going to, got itchy arm, recreate my little poly plate. Oh, come on. I'm going to start on this side. What else if I put a bit of colour onto my paintbrush? So I'm just going to drag my orange over. I need a little bit of pink. Ooh, that's a lot of pink. Don't need anywhere near that amount of pink. So I'm starting off with quite watery on my brush and then I can drag it back to make it mix and merge. And if it's not merging, just get rid of whatever colour's on your brush and pick up a little bit more water and you'll soon be able to blend it beautifully. There we go. You can't see me join there, can you? And then we're just going to grab a little bit of the red. There we go. That's about as much as I need. Pick that one up. And I can tell I've not got enough water because it's dragging on the paper. So like a bit deeper red on there. There we go. And then again, if you don't like your blend, just come back over with your plain ordinary water. There we go. Sorted. And now my back and my front look like they're meant to be together. It looked perfectly fine in the white, don't get me wrong. But you know what? I've got that little box and I want it to play. It's going to take some of the wetness off that. There we go. I could see it glistening way too much and I knew I was going to put a finger in that. So, if I put that back on there now, yeah, I think these would have been better if I'd stamped them off a little bit, but you know what? I kept changing my mind, didn't I, as we were going. Right, doodling time. Made that sound really impressive, didn't it? Doodling time. So we're going to just, whoop. I'm not going to go off. And you can have a bit of a stalk too. And you can. And we might even have a bit of a twizzle whizzle on you. Thank you. And you. And you. And then, oh, it's decision time. Now that was a super fat pen. That was my number 8. I'm going to grab my number 4. She says. There it is. And I think I want to make these poly plates stand out a little bit more. So I'm just going to oops. We were using oxide, weren't we, on these? Just going to draw on the inside of my card. There we go, that's better. Outside of my card. I'll be sticking this bit over it, so it's fine. So. Oops. Again, I'm going to go around. We're having double doodles. Bears had double cookies this week at school. The ice sun with his Monday teacher yesterday, and today they've done what they called crispy cakes and a carol concert. I'm starting to think not much work's going on this week, which is fine. Right, and then this last one. See, doesn't that look a little bit better? They look like vases now, don't they? Okay, and I'm just going to come down this side. Oops. It's also great if when you're doing your poly plate and you've not quite caught your water, or you've over watered it and you've got a few bits flying out on you. We've all been there, we've all done that. Putting a doodle edge around the edge of it just makes it look, it kind of brings it all back together, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to add a few little white lines. If I turn it round, I won't get my big fat hands on it, will I? I can say these would look nice embossed, wouldn't they, as well? But I did a lot of embossing last night. Oof, don't want to tempt fate. This one I'd put no ink on at all. It's never a good start, is it? If you don't ink it up, it can't start properly. I think it might be time to pull out a new black ink as well. There we go. Right. I did say super simple tonight. So that is going to go on there like so. I am sticking these down. So otherwise with 2 on my desk I'll be losing them, won't I? I know I've not used all our stamps yet, but we will do, because we've got those gorgeous texture stamps. I like to mix it up a little bit in the sets. Oh, come on, Mr. Tape. Thank you. Maybe not. I was jinxing it then. Go on, Mum. Right, there's that one. Get me scribbled piece back down. No one will know. It's hidden behind. There we go. And then that little one will just come and sit down in the bottom corner. Just like that. I'll pop that there. I think the rain's starting again. And then glossy accents that bit would look amazing, wouldn't it? So there's number one. We will do a number two as well. I do love that poly plate though. I'm going to keep saying that, aren't I? I do love that poly plate. Right, so for this one, I have got a 5x7. And we're going to use some scrap. Because last night, well, not last night, what was I doing? I was doing something with scrap anyway yesterday. So I have got lots and lots of scrap in my scrap box. All different shapes and sizes. All perfectly good card. There we go, right. So, my throat again. I'm going to start off with these scrappy pieces. I'm going to start off with that big one, I think, first. I think that'll look quite nice. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm dancing around now with too many pieces of card in my hand. What I'm going to do is create a bit of... Oh, that's a bit big, isn't it? No, I think that's probably okay. Just going to grab this fella. And I'm going to chop off... I've got some nasty yucky mark on there, so... we're going to chop that off. It looks like I've been a bit overexcited with the splattering at some point. And that can go there like so. You can go in the bin. And I just want to grab a couple of colours. So this panel I think is going to have our flowers stamped on it. You can see where I'm going now, can't you? So we're going to have this panel probably with... I'm trying to think of my colour scheme. I'm thinking maybe pink, yellow and orange. A bit like what we've just done on our poly plate. And you know what? That is what we will do. We are going to use a similar colour palette to our one we've just done. She says, and then she's changing her mind if she's finding different colours and going, oh, that'll work really well. I'm going to go back to my originals, I think. I am. So I'm going to go pink, orange and yellow. Doesn't sound like it's going to go very well, but I'm hoping it will do. So I'm going to start with my yellow for my background. And I'm just going to splatter. So sometimes I will put it on acetate when I want to just do like a panel of splattering. This I want to cover the whole thing. So I'm going to take it from my desk. Because I quite often get asked why do I sometimes use acetate, sometimes use my desk. And with the acetate you can be very specific about where you take that colour, put your colour. Whereas when you put it on your desk, it's just a magical mystery tour, and you'll find out where your colour's gone at the end. So I've got mustard seed, ripe persimmon, and pickled raspberry. Come on, there's always a blob, isn't there? Come on, come on. Thank you. And it's very yellow, isn't it? So we're just going to tone that down a little bit. Well, I'm not really going to tone it down, am I? I'm just going to make it a bit more brighter even. So my ripe persimmon. At the moment it's bright yellow, and when I put other things on top of it, it's just going to make it kind of go and shout even more. Whereas by putting another colour with it, it kind of tones it down, even though it's a bright colour. See? It's not as yellow. It's now kind of like yellow, and I've got a friend. Right, I'm quite happy with that actually. Oh, Mum. See, instantly toned it down a bit, hasn't it? Because it's got a friend. Don't get me wrong, I do like yellow. But it was a bit too yellow. Oh, Mum. There we go, that should be dry enough. So now I'm going to grab my little flowers, cover my stamp block in black ink. I am a mucky crafter, messy crafter. Right, and I'm going to stamp one of my flowers. I'm going to do that one in orange. And we're just going to go random here. Not even worrying about it stamping properly. We are just going everywhere. Lynn's saying it's her favourite colours. That's looking really cool actually. There we go, right. Oh, let's go for it, shall we? There we go, right, I've covered the whole thing. Well, I was going to, but not quite as much. And then we're going to grab our pink. So this is my picked raspberry. Come on, ink up. Ooh, that's why you should clean your stamps. Whoopsie. So in my gaps, I am just going with our little flower head. Well, I did think this would look amazing with the fishy stamps from last year. So, you know, like for seaweed. I think that'd look really cool. Right, I'm going to leave that, I think. I'm not sure if I want to do a couple of black ones. But if I do my other layers, we can then decide whether we want to or not. And this is the time now I need to decide, am I sticking to these three colours, which I think I will do, or do I need to change it up a bit? So let's get rid of you two. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to keep going to keep looking at this as I go, to be fair. So that's currently looking a bit like that. Yep. Okay. We're going to grab one of these other pieces. Go for the slightly. Oh no, I think I might go for that one. And I want to cut that one about there. So I'm just going to tear it a little bit and then cut it. So I know where I want to cut it basically. There we go. So this one's going to come in somewhere like that, maybe. Yep. And ooh, you can tell my brain's going, I really want to bring another colour in here. And then this little guy's going to sit just like that. You can see it's just using up our, oh, you can't see. Just using up our scraps, we're going to create something really quite pretty. I want to bring another colour in. More blues, I think. So I'm going to keep my yellow. So it matches. Oh, grumbly tumbly. Then no, I'm going to stick to these three. I know you can hear the ooh, should I, shouldn't I? I'm going to start off with my yellow. So I'm going to start off with my crosses. It's going that way, isn't it? Yes. Again, I'm just going to start layering this up. Actually, I quite liking how much this pops. I'm making a bit of a panel going across as well. Didn't mean to. Okay. Oops. There we go. You can tell I'm just playing now. Because I want to keep quite a lot of the white background, because otherwise we're going to lose it with this one's intensity. I was going to splatter, but that seemed to work a lot better. And I am being naughty, I've still got my lid off my yellow. Still wet. No, it's definitely wet. Right, there we go. The reason I kept my yellow off is, I know I've stamped these once, but we spritzed it, so it's changed the intensity of that yellow. So now when I come back over, it looks like I'm using a completely different colour, but I'm not. I'm using the same one. Except for, there we go. There we go. Maybe one on the bottom as well. And whilst I'm at it, I might do one at the top. Yep. And then I want some of those gorgeous little bobbles. Get the bobbles out. Though, to be fair, do we that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? I'm thinking I might do another panel. Oh, the decisions. Right, I'm going to do this one. And we're going to have orange and pink on this one, I think. I can't remember which side I wanted on that now. That on the smaller side. Could be either side, to be fair. Yes, it's a smaller one. for this one, I'm going to grab my bubbles in my orange. But before I stamp this one, I want to spritz it. So again, make sure you've got a good distance between your spritzer and can you see all those lovely bubbles we've got? Before I pick up any more colour. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this layer or not, but we've not to have a play. I kind of want to fill the whole thing. Ooh, I nearly put it in then. One last little bit. Right, stop. More than enough on there. So, I've got this one. Let's get it dry. Now decision time again. Oh, too many decisions with this one. So we've got that going there, we've got that, well, you get the picture, something a bit like that. Then we've got this little one going on, and then we're going to have this guy just popping on the edge like so. Might even have that wrapped onto the page. And I'm wanting my bubbles. And I want them in pink, and I want them to really stand out. Do I want them in black though or not? I think I am going to do them in black, colour them in pink, just to bring a little bit of that pink, because at the moment I've brought me yellow from the bottom, I've brought me orange from the bottom, not brought me pink. I'm just going to grab my black. There we go. So I've got a couple of really big white spaces there. So just randomly in here. With our bubbles. I think it was Lynn that said she could see spaces in them, and it's very true. Once you've said you can see them, you can. To give me an idea for another stamp. Right, so just gonna leave that another quick dry because I do want to put some pink in there. Not sure if it's a bit much, but we will find out. There we go, right. Pink time. There we go. I'm bringing a lot down because I think I'm going to have to put it on quite thick. Bring my sleeves down. It's gone really chilly since we had that rain in here. Not rain in here, but rain here. If it was raining in here, I'd be running out the door once, screaming, "Ah, we've got a leak." Bringing this gorgeous pink back in. Now you've said about the faces, all I can see is the robot, not the main robot, but the posh robot out of Wally. Not Wally, the other one. Eva, I think it's called. It's been a while since we've watched that. Bear always thought it was too sad because they left him behind. There we go. So we have got some gorgeous pink on there. Yeah, that's kicked it out enough, hasn't it? Got some more pink bits off there. Getting it everywhere. I really am. And then let's just see if we're liking this. If not, we can go back to the drawing boards and change it up a little bit. Quite liking this layered effect. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment and see what else I want to do. Just piled everything on top of my black ink. Not the best move. So, saying is what we want, isn't it? I need to stamp it the right way around as well. Don't know what it is when you've got words. I always find I have to stamp it the right way so I can read it. Not that it makes a difference because if I'm stamping it onto a piece of card. Right, there we go. Oops, come on. Oh, butter, look at that. This sentiment just must be the right size for every piece of scrap in that box. I had a long thin one that it fitted, and now another long thin one, but a bigger one. There we go. I'm going to grab my guillotine. And I know I want this on black again, so let me grab me black. Quite a big piece of black. I'm going to stick it on that top corner. I was having a moment then. Because I'm not sure I really want to mat them all up. I want to mat my sentiment up because I want that to jump off the page. But I'm not sure I want to mat every single layer up. So I know some people like to go around with a Sharpie. That would work. I'm not very whatchamacallit, sure, when I'm doing lines like that, I'm more of a sketchy person, if that makes sense, to write with. Whereas you need to, ooh, that's really bad matting and layering, ooh. Or really bad cutting, one of the two. Could be either, to be honest. Probably a bit of both. So let's put you there in case I do decide I want anything else. I'm also going to cheat because this was my cut down piece of card. Yeah, so all I'm going to do is grab my proper 5x7. That one's going to go on there. Like that. And that one. then that one, and then we're going to have this one. But it does need a little something, doesn't it? You know what it does look like? A load of polyplate prints, doesn't it? So, how am I going to change these up? I am going to grab my doodle pen, my fat one, not my thin one, and I'm just going to doodle around the edge. And bearing in mind we're going to be putting our layers over the top of this one. There's that one. I do love that. I love how that's turned out. I think that would be beautiful by itself, with just like a solid flower over the top. My pen's very scratchy, like a blackboard noise. And that looked cool by itself as well. Just, I know it does feel like we need a bit of matte and layering on it, but I'm hoping if I do this, because otherwise it wouldn't be a scrap project, would it? It'd be a not so much of a scrap project. But if it still doesn't look right, oh, I don't need to do that one, do I? What do we think? I think it does, doesn't it? So bear with 2 minutes. Oops. Whilst I grab. I have to bring the big one in for this, I'm afraid. So I am going to cheat as well. Oops. Would help if I could get a piece of card as I went. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to stick it down, and then I can do. Wyla says no, it looks alright now. No, I think it does need a matte. I think I'd get away with it, but I think it would look a little bit better with a matte. There we go. But I do think you would get away with, I think. But definitely, if you're, you know, if you've got a nice steady hand and you can go around the edge with your Sharpies or your big, I can't remember what they're called, your big black pens basically, then absolutely go for it. I want a tidgy tiny little border on this. There we go. So I've done the smallest of small borders, but I think it does, doesn't it? It does just make it look a whole lot better. And now I'm going to do the same for the other two. So it's not quite as much of a scrap buster as I was hoping it was going to be. Come on. It'd be a whole lot quicker if I went and grabbed. It got my glue working, wasn't it? There we go. So again, the tiniest of borders. I suppose I could have gone through my scrap box and found any pink, orange and yellow. There we go. Definitely looking better, isn't it? And I'm hoping, please fit. Oh, it does. Obviously it fits because I measured it all perfectly. Honest. And again, we're just going to go through, take my tape off. I won't make you sit through me taking tape off them again. And I'm even going to have to trim it down a little bit. Oh no. Just like that. If I was being really picky on this one, I would as well. Oops. Come on, everything out of the way now. Also, I've got that one in front of me. Just add a little bit of white on there. I was going to go and colour in the outside in white, however, with it being oxide, whatever pen I use to do that is just going to come and reactivate that oxide. So we're not going to do that. And it's quite nice, we've got that yellow layer and then we've got this pink and orange layer as well. So come on, Mr. White Pen. Thank you. Right, that'll do. So bring it all in. I was going to wrap that on from the side, wasn't I? I got carried away with me snippets. There you go. I love that one actually, it is really cool. So where's the other one we did? It was on my chair, there it is. That's number one. Now we've got number two. Using our set, I don't know what I've done with it, our set for stamps and the poly plate from this year's advent calendar. So this is our set 4 set that we've been working with tonight, and you also get that lovely, well, you also got that lovely poly plate as well, which I think is going to be really useful because you can see perfect for your 6x6s, your 5x7s, all of those good size cards. So there we go. That is, yeah, I'm really pleased with that, and I'm glad we put a border around the edge of it because I think the border did help a little bit. Well, not a little bit. Made it all pop a bit more, didn't it? And we could always do a different layout, couldn't we? Could do anything with this, couldn't we? See? How cool does that look as well? Could have so much fun with that set. With that. Just with loads of scraps of paper. Do like it. To be fair, I quite like it like that as well. I like it even better if it's all messed up like that. Because then you don't have to worry, do you? Right, I'm going to stop playing with that one now because I do like that. I think that one's my favourite. You can't see the other one now. There you go. Anyway, that is it from me. Oops, if I can find the right one. There we go. So that is it from me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. I had loads of fun with that. You can probably tell. But yeah, it's amazing what you can do with your scrap box and just 3 oxides or inks and a couple of little stamps. So that is it. We start set 5 tomorrow, our last set of our advent calendar. It's quite scary, that, isn't it? It really is. And we're all on the countdown then to the kids finishing on Friday, and then we've got Christmas Eve, oh, everything. So when are we back next? We are back on Sunday, Christmas Eve, Sunday, at 10:30 to finish our set 5 set and complete our advent calendar for 2023. I do hope you can join me then, though I do understand it is Christmas Eve and things will be a bit busy. I probably will have a friend or 2 maybe, depending how busy they are. So that's 10:30 on Sunday. I hope you can join me. scary not even got a tree up. We only did ours the other day, and that's only because what we were meant to be doing didn't happen, so it's like, right, it's time to put that tree up. We did. And Bear's itching to sort out his new fish tank. Yeah, that's all he wants to do. He wants to finish school on Friday and do his fish tank. But we'll see. We will see. Anyway, Sunday, 10:30. I hope you can join me then for the last set of 2023's Advent Calendar. Very scary. Thank you for joining me tonight. Do take care, stay safe, and I will see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.